Hi friends, Siddharth again. Once you get your job seekers visa, the first priority in your mind is to get your job. And probably the second priority that may be in your mind is how can I bring my spouse or my kids along with me to Germany. In this video, I'll tell you about family reunion visa. So friends, in my opinion, getting a family reunion visa is easier than getting a job seekers visa, because in job seekers visa you have to prove your worthiness to get your to find a job in Germany. But for family reunion visa there is no such thing. You only need to pile up all the documents and collect them, and just make sure that your documents are just as being required by the German embassy. So there is a complete checklist of documents. I'll explain you in detail how to go ahead with family reunion visa, along with my professional tips, my pro tips. Now, as usual, the first step is to book an appointment. This itself is the toughest task, I would rather say, because this is something which is not in your hands. It's only that you can pray to God that I get an appointment as soon as possible. So the first thing that you need to do is book an appointment. Now there are two conditions or two options associated with it. One is, like in my case, it so happened that I was already in Germany and I was holding a blue card, and I was inviting my family who was in India. The second option is, probably you got a job while being in your home country and you want to bring your family along with you to Germany. So friends, these are two bifurcations, I would say. Steps are little different but still quite similar. So let's talk about my case, wherein I was already in Germany and I invited my family. So if that is the case with you, the first thing that you need to do is book an appointment with VFS. And now recently, I think only a month back, there is a new option available that your family need not visit German embassy. They can do everything at VFS. VFS, for your information, VFS is just a logistic company which helps in providing appointments with German embassy, or taking your passport and sending to that German embassy and stuff like that. It's kind of a bridge in between you and German embassy. But now they have stepped into the next step, and now for family reunion visa, your family can get a appointment and do everything in VFS only. This is a new thing, but still the steps will remain the same afterwards. Now let's talk about the second case, wherein you are already in your home country and you want to bring your family along with you to Germany. In that case, you are the primary applicant who got the job offer, and you must go to German embassy only, because as a primary applicant you cannot do everything at VFS. You have to go to German embassy. So how to get this appointment? You have to go for VFS website. Therein you will have to book an appointment, wherein you have to key in your passport number and select an option. In my case, it so happened that is almost an year back, they offered three possible dates on the website itself, which keeps on updating, which may not be the case when you are trying for your FRV appointment. But it's also an option available, at least for Mumbai embassy. They offered 3 dates, wherein I had to select one of them, and on that date I got a confirmed appointment. Now, depending on your embassy, it may take some time, and it may be a little problematic as well. But normally, as I have understood, people get appointment within 1 to 2 months time, and it may also happen that you may get an appointment in a very future date, let's say after 2 months. But in between you may receive an email that, friend, there is a slot available, would you like to come on this date as well? That's another option, so keep your fingers crossed. Now, going for the checklist, you have to consult the website india.diplo.de. Now in this website you need to go to services, then visa, then German national visa, and the list of documents is mentioned there, and then checklist for family reunion, order spouse visa. Now it clearly mentions the list of documents which includes your cover letter as well. So friends, cover letter should be a very impactful and a very precise. For this cover letter, I have shared a template. This is the same that I used for my case, and it worked well. So you can download it. The link is there in the description. So from this cover letter, the German embassy will get to understand what is your stand, what is your plan, why do you want to go to Germany. All this stuff must be clearly mentioned in the cover letter. Along with it, if you have kids who wish to go there along with you, then you have to mention their name also. The bottom line is only one cover letter is required. Let's say in my case I had kid and wife, so I wrote only one cover letter, that is my wife wrote only one cover letter, and that worked out. In addition to this cover letter, you also need to submit the application form, and this application form has to be per individual. That is, in case if you are two people, spouse and kid, then you have to write down two such application forms. Now, along with the list of documents, there are some more documents that I would suggest from my own experience. The first of that, the first and the foremost thing is the marriage certificate. So friends, depending on your marriage customs and religions, there are many things associated with this aspect, and this is the biggest pain point for most of us, because it may happen that you maybe were married 15 years back and you didn't ever bother to get a marriage certificate. So this can be a big pain point, because getting a marriage certificate itself is a big job. You have to do whatever you can, because probably you need to approach the authority where you were actually married. Let's say if you were married in India, in Delhi, then you have to approach the authority of Delhi, or even if you were married in a village, then you have to approach the panchayat or the competent authority of that village to get your marriage certificate. Now still there are few points that I would like to mention here, friends, based on my experience. Your marriage certificate must be a real certificate. That is, your photos should be there, your the letterhead of the issuing authority should be there. It should look like a certificate, not on a piece of paper wherein you just write down two names and get a sign. It probably won't work. I mean, I'm not sure about that, but most likely it won't work. So it has to be a proper marriage certificate. It has to be in English language or in German language. Getting it in German may not be that easy, but it has to be in English language. In case if it is in your local language, then you need to convert it or get it translated officially to English language. Now, along with this marriage certificate, you have to carry your marriage invitation card. Now, again, it could be a problem after 15 years or 10 years of marriage. Probably you may not be having this marriage invitation card, but somehow you have to find it out. Maybe you can ask some of your guests who were invited 10 years back, in case if they still hold any of your cards. And it's always better to bring cards from both sides, because cards are distributed from both sides. So better to bring from both sides. Along with it, the most important thing is your marriage album. So you have to carry that 20 kg album with you, have to show it to them. Now, another thing that I would suggest from my side is, friends, create a PDF file with all the steps involved during your marriage, like your phase, or maybe if you were married in a mosque, then what all steps are involved in that, and for Christian marriage, what all steps are involved. Take photographs and arrange them in a PDF along with description and timestamps. So these are the steps. You have to clearly mention that these were the steps involved in during the marriage, and somehow you have to convince the visa officer that you are really married. Once it is done, then you are halfway through. Now, another trouble point is, you may face an awkward situation, especially in Mumbai embassy, wherein they ask for 45,000 rupees INR as an extra fees for your background check. Now again, this is very dicey thing, friends, because many people were not asked this thing and many people were asked. Now, after I interacted with multiple guys or multiple friends, I got to know a striking point here, that in case your spouse name appears in your passport, let's say I made my passport after I got married and my wife's name was there, or vice versa. So in such cases, to the best of the scenarios that I have observed, many people were told not to go for this 45,000 extra fees. They brought the DD along with them, but they were not accepted in the embassy, saying that you don't require additional background checks. So this is a pro tip, or a kind of experience tip from my side. Again, I'm only 50 or 60% sure that it works, but It normally I have seen that if your spouse name appears on the passport, then there is a lot of chances that you will not be required to do additional background check. Try to avoid this background check, because friends, this itself will consume at least 2 or 2.5 months. So in case the complete visa process takes 3 months, you be sure that it will take additional 2 months, that is total 5 months. Now about the German skills. So friends, the concept is, if you are already in Germany on blue card, I'm specifically talking about blue card, which may be valid for 2 or 4 years, then if your spouse applies for family reunion visa, he or she need not provide any German skill certificate. This is a written rule, and the basic concept is, I mean, if you own a blue card, that means you are here for a short time, maybe 3 or 4 years, and for that reason you are exempted, your spouse is exempted to learn German skills. However, if you already own a PR, then it is mandatory for your spouse to go for minimum A1 skills in German language. It's again a documented rule, so there should not be any confusion left on this aspect. Now again, sharing my own experience, there are certain documents which are required from your spouse who is already in Germany. For example, I was already here, and then I had to submit a couple of documents, which includes a kind of an invitation letter. Like I take the full responsibility of my family when they are coming to Germany, and I am inviting them to Germany. So I need to give a kind of an invitation letter, saying that a signed invitation letter saying that I will take full responsibility of them when they are come to Germany. Now again, this letter I have shared in the description. You can download the template and use it for your case. Along with this letter, there are still some documents required, which includes your job contract. I'm talking about the one who is already staying in Germany. Documents from that side includes the job contract. Now again, here comes a pro tip from my side, friends. There is a lot of confusion regarding job contracts. In case if you are in probation, let's say I recently got a job and I got a blue card as well, can I immediately call my family? So now again, based on my professional judgment as well as experience and knowledge gained from the various people, if it's your first probation, that is, if it is your first job and obviously first probation, Ausländerbehörde may delay your family reunion visa application, saying that please complete your probation first and then apply for FRV, or at least wait till your probation is completed. It happened with a couple of friends, that's why I'm sharing this tip with you. However, still there is one more thing. In case if it is your second probation, second means, let's say you joined your first job in Germany, and like in my case, I quit it after 20 months or maybe after 1 year, 2 year, whatever. And again, you joined another company, and there again you are in probation, and during that probation you apply for family reunion visa. That is considered as second probation, and in such cases, most of the time, I mean, I didn't find any such case wherein the family reunion visa was postponed or told to wait, because it's your second probation. That means you have already worked a lot in Germany, you are quite established here, and that's the reason probably you will not be told to wait for completion of your probation. So that's a pro tip. Now again, talking about other documents that may be required from your side is your 3 months pay slip. That is most important. You have to provide a proof of your pay slips. Regarding this invitation letter, friends, when you are in Germany and your spouse is in India, how can you send this letter to them? So it's very easy. You just write it on a document, and in my case I digitally signed it, or maybe like use a stylus tablet or a graphic tablet and sign it on PDF and send it across to them. It perfectly works. Now during the interview, when your spouse faces interview in India or in your home country, whether it is in embassy or in VFS, he or she will be probably asked about your motivation. Why do you want to switch over to Germany? What is your plan? What will you be doing after 6 months, or what will you be doing after 1 year? They want to understand that you have some plan in your mind. That's why you're shifting to Germany, and you have a lot of encouragement or motivation. That's why you're going there. They just want to ensure that you don't indulge into any criminal activities or don't become a burden on German government. So during this interview you may be asked such questions, so be prepared for such things. In case if you have learned even simple sentences in German, try to speak them out, because this makes them understand that you are ready to learn German as well. In addition to this, they may even ask you, what about your kids schooling? So for that reason, friends, you have to do a little homework. If your kid is very small, let's say less than 5 years, then you can simply say that I'll be putting him or her in a kita. Kita, by the way, is a kindergarten or KG something, which is an unofficial school. So you can say like this. And in case if your kid is elder, let's say 10 years, then you have to tell them that he is learning German, and he is ready to learn German, and he will be very soon going into a integration course, that is a welcome class in school, and subsequently to the regelmäßig class, that is in regular class. Now a very common question regarding family reunion visa is, in case if I am a student, I am studying in Germany, and can I still bring my family, my wife along with me? So friends, it is still possible. Well, I don't have the first hand experience with this case, but still possible. Only thing is, because you don't have a source of income, you may be required to open up a blocked account for your spouse. Now blocked account is again a different story altogether. I have explained in multiple videos about it. So please Google about blocked account. That may be required in case if you are a student and want to bring your family with you. Now along with the list of documents for your family reunion visa, you also require insurance. Insurance is travel/health insurance. So for this purpose, exclusively for family reunion visa purpose, any general insurance will do. That I have explained in another video. I'll share the link above. However, it is mandatory that you cover your family when they come to Germany in a Gesetzliche Oder eine Privatinsurance. That is a German insurance, is mandatory. Now again, I am not making any advertisement of any company, but I would like to take my example. I took TK. TK is Gesetzliche, that is public health insurance, government health insurance option, wherein if you bring your family for free of cost, you can include them in this insurance thing. So I just sent them an email saying that my family will be coming there, and I sent them my wife's and kids' passports, and they were automatically included in this insurance thing. And very soon we even received a insurance card individually for them also. So it's very easy. It can be done very easily. So friends, once you are done with all this documentation and you are done with the interview as well, you only need to wait, and very soon you will receive an email from the German embassy or from the VFS side regarding more documents, because most of the time they may ask you for some more clarifications or for some more documents, or even they might even ask you for more convincing proofs of your marriage, including photographs. So keep an eye on your email, on your inbox. In next 15 to 20 days they might send you an email, and then you have to reply as soon as possible. Now, extending this video another 5 minutes, I would like to explain you what happens on the other side. Once you are done with your interview, what happens next? So friends, behind the curtains, what happens is, once you are done with your interview, your documents are electronically or physically sent to a German authority. Name of the German authority is BVA, that is Bundesverwaltungsamt. Verwaltung means administration, and Bundes is federal. So federal Amt is officer. So they will send these documents to this BVA, which is there in Köln or in Bonn, I think. So now these guys will be forwarding your documents to the Ausländerbehörde, which is responsible for you. That is, wherever you are staying presently or where you have done your Anmeldung, they will be sending your documents to the Ausländerbehörde, and now this Ausländerbehörde will get in touch with you. So because this happened with me as well, the Ausländerbehörde received the file from BVA, and they asked me a couple of questions which I answered, and it took less than 15 to 20 days time for them to process the complete visa. That is, Ausländerbehörde will get satisfied with your answer, they will send it back to BVA, BVA will send back to your German embassy, and German embassy from where you had applied for this visa will connect with you over email, and they will ask you for your passport or maybe the next steps. So this is how it happens. Now a pain point here is, friends, once you are done with your interview, that is your spouse has done interview in German embassy or VFS, your spouse may receive a couple of emails regarding further questions or something, and then comes a very long pause. It's a complete silence, nothing happens, and you are afraid, then what happened to my visa applications? After this interview, I'll say after 45 days of pause, what you can do, you means who is already in Germany, what you can do is you can send an email to ZZvisabva.bund.de. So these are the guys who are responsible for your visa application processing, and I suggest please write them in German language. I'll again share a template email for asking them, because you need to mention the visa date or maybe appointment date and passport numbers of your spouse in India or in your home country, and ask these BVA people about the status of your visa. These guys may take probably 3 to 5 days to reply, and very soon you'll receive a reply that whether your documents are with Ausländerbehörde or what exactly the status is. Here I will suggest you, friends, please send them email only on Tuesdays or maybe Wednesdays or Thursdays, not on weekends, not on Mondays, because they are so much overloaded that probably your mail will go so in the bottom, and that will go unnoticed, that may go unnoticed as well. So friends, this was experience sharing session with family reunion visa. If you have any doubts or any queries, please feel free to post them on YouTube channel, on YouTube comments, and if you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that like button as well. See you and bye bye.